You know, the Odyssey really reminds me of myself in the morning. It looks like it's just going to be one big flop. Let's get off into this. I don't know a ton about the lore here, so let's learn together.
The Odyssey backlash is fired up again, not that it ever really went away, due to the fact that they just released its final trailer on YouTube and it's been ratioed into oblivion.
Something, oh my God, 458,000 dislikes?
We have never seen with a Nolan film, and it was bad enough when it was almost ratio, but this thing has hit catastrophic levels. And as predicted, it's broke containment and become a pop culture punching bag from multiple sides and created, let's just say, a lot of conversations and has a lot of people asking one single question that we'll get to shortly. Part of what we do here in this silly, inexplicable, yet wonderful gig, and that's thanks to you, is pattern recognition.
Yeah, I think it's 100% probably going to flop. It's unfortunate because I love Christopher Nolan.
Of Tolkien's work, if you even want to call it that, and the only consistent thing it's done is lose large percentages of its audience.
This is big brain time.
Or that The Marvels would be a catastrophic flop, despite its predecessor making $1 billion due to the fact that it was sandwiched between two of the most...
Ain't nobody watched Captain Marvel. Ain't nobody watched, what is it, the other one that they did? Marvels? Ain't nobody watched that?
Anticipated sequels of all time, whose failure can be solely blamed on emulating the themes of the source material, which failed multiple times. Or The Acolyte from showrunner and former person...
Bro, I watched The Acolyte. It was hot dog water. It was not that great.
Assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland. I mean, just look at this show. Who thought it would be a success? Or Snow White, which was a subversive adaptation of the film that made Disney. Couple that with an actress who was telling you constantly...
Snow White and the failed feminist fairy tale. Look at Rachel Zegler there. Lord have mercy.
It was a subversive adaptation and talking people out of going to see the movie for 2 years straight, and they listened.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest?
Who's the beatest of them all?
Shots fired!
Of them all.
You're ugly, you're disgusting, you get help, you narcissistic bitch.
Or the most recent example, Supergirl, which was as sure to fail as the sun.
Bro, that was super turd. Crypto was the best part, and he was a CGI dog.
Rising in the East, setting in the West, Movie Bob having a bad take, or Otterly Noah plagiarizing a video. And the only mistake most people made was underestimating its failure. Now, those examples are obvious, and you don't need to be Nerdstradamus to figure any of that out. All you would need is an above room temperature IQ, which would exclude the access media. And yes, there are so many more examples, too many to name at this point, and it's just rinse and repeat beloved intellectual property.
She-Hulk, The Witcher going against the story. There's so many different examples, bro.
He gets cast based on identity. There's a fan backlash. The access media starts a toxic fan narrative.
Madam Web was horrible too.
Are brought in to overpraise content. Then eventually the TV show or film is released, showing that the fans were completely justified with their concerns, and the TV show or film inevitably fails. The cope begins, and the fans are blamed. This brings us to Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, the first big budget Hollywood adaptation of the story that is the basis for most of Western civilization stories. And it has a lot of people asking a question that I never thought would be associated with the Christopher.
Am I the only person that when they see Matt Damon, they say it in the South Park voice? Matt Damon.
Nolan film. Will The Odyssey flop? Well, first, let's look at the pros, what it's got going for it, which is a lot, including Christopher Nolan. No matter how you feel about him, whether he's the king of all cinema or completely...
Bro, I will say Christopher Nolan has made some of my most favorite films. The Dark Knight was incredible. Interstellar was amazing. Some of the best films I've ever seen Christopher Nolan made. So it's really disheartening to see that he's got, you know, The Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar, The Prestige. Wasn't a huge fan of The Prestige. Memento. I watched this when I was young. This one came out in 2000. Loved the movie. So the fact that he's actually going down this woke path is actually really crazy. The Good Will Hunting, Avenger, like, dude, he's done. I don't know if he did that one. What was it? Memento, Insomnia, Batman Begins, The Prestige, Interstellar, Dunkirk, Tenet, Oppenheimer. Dude, he's done numbers. $6.2 billion.
Office, including the Dark Knight series, which is an average of $520 million per film worldwide. Now, if you exclude the Dark Knight series, his 9 other films have generated $3.7 billion at the box office with an...
Well, and dude, here's my thing. It just sucks that he's went down this woke path. I guess you get so big, you gotta go woke, you know? If you guys ever see me going woke, just know I've got $1 billion in the bank.
Saying still brought in a lot of money considering that most of the theaters were closed due to a cold. The Odyssey's estimated opening weekend domestically is between 80 and 100 million, and somewhere between 200 to $230 million worldwide, which could be a low estimate. And aside from some very questionable and controversial casting that we will get to shortly, it still has star power, and it's something we don't see a lot these days. The Hollywood epic, directed by Hollywood's biggest director. On top of that, it's widely considered the year's most most anticipated film. Then there are the cons. What's going against this film? Well, it turns out more than I thought. Let's start with the easy one, historical accuracy. And yes, this is a mythological tale, but Christopher Nolan isn't setting this 3,000 years in the future where you could probably play with it as much as you want. This is the Odyssey set at a specific time that's from a specific country of origin. With apologies to my history brothers out there, unfortunately, the historical accuracy of things like armor or vernacular is something that nobody's going to give a shit
Giants? Like, we got giants in this?
about. I mean, I do, but they won't. But what it does show is a red flag to how Chris Nolan is going to approach the adaptation, which might be heavily based on Emily Wilson's modern translation, where she set out to strip away English versions of the poem that have been shaped by male translators who
Oh my God. Another turd burger coming.
often filtered Homer's Greek through Victorian, Edwardian, or mid-20th century assumptions about gender, class, and morality. Wilson approached the text with a different aim: fidelity not to translation, but to the language itself. Translation of that, Emily Wilson set out to put in
Does she look like a raging feminist? Yes. Shocker.
her feminist assumptions. To be fair to Nolan, he said he's using multiple translations, and there's no specific information that he's primarily using Emily Wilson's translation other than bringing her up twice in 2 separate interviews and Zendaya taking a picture with her book. And then we have the questionable, controversial, and I believe awful casting of Travis Scott as the bard, John Leguizamo as Emmaus. This guy is a Greek soldier. Zendaya is the Greek goddess Athena, and she's got the best agent in Hollywood outside of Pedro Pascal. She's going to be in some of the biggest blockbusters of the year, and 2 of them are coming out in successive weeks. And you know the rest of the casting has to be bad when people are overlooking Zendaya playing the Greek goddess Athena. As everyone knows now, Lupita Nyong'o playing Helen of Troy, and her twin sister, who isn't a twin sister in the poem, Clytemnestra. Now, I can see Lupita Nyong'o being the face that launched 1,000 ships because it didn't match her Greek Tinder profile. And the worst casting choice outside of Black Snape,
Elliot.
Paige. And we have found out who
Elliot.
is playing. Not Achilles, but Sinon, the son of Aesimus, who is a Greek spy who convinces the Trojans that he has deserted the Greek army. Now, to possibly be too fair to Nolan, he has been known to cast actors he has worked with before, but do you really think he hired
Elliot.
Paige based on its prodigious acting skill? You could call this an unforced error. I would call it a deliberate decision by Nolan.
Bro,
That's
Elliot Page is like 5'2" and 102 pounds soaking wet with all her armor on. Not menacing at all.
led directly to the backlash he's getting online and that catastrophic ratio. How catastrophic? Well, the Odyssey trailer that was released 4 days ago is currently sitting on YouTube with 61,000 upvotes to 460,000 downvotes, which puts it well above the Harry Potter Black Snape trailer. Close to the Rings of Power Season 1 trailer, but still well below Snow White's trailer.
Oh my God. Rachel Zegler got ratioed like crazy. Haven't heard anything from her recently, though. Isn't that crazy, chat?
But as you know, this isn't just any film, it's a freaking Nolan movie. In contrast, the Odyssey trailer that was released 6 months ago at time of recording is at 618,000 upvotes to 131,000 downvotes, most of which probably came recently. And what's missing from that initial trailer? You guessed it.
Elliot Page, Helena.
Lupita Nyong'o and
Elliot.
Page.
Hello, I'm now joined by Elliot Page. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Looks like she bought an oversized suit. It looks like she's wearing his second brown suit.
You look very good.
As do you.
What he has done is take the story we know and look between the lines and present the subtext, the context.
Dude, what I hate about actors is how they take it so serious. What he really does is, he really digs deep into the lore of the character and really gets to a subhuman level of the anatomy of what we feel. Shut up. It's not that serious. You're playing pretend.
That we may have missed otherwise.
In history, women have been vilified, whether you're a midwife, whether you're, a herbalist, whether you're a healer, whether you're just in tune with the moon. Like, women have just been vilified throughout history.
I've been pitching Latin stories for 4 decades and always finding resistance and not understanding what was going on. I always found a flaw with myself until I got to the point where I go, oh, it's not me, it's you.
We have a new update on that latest audio trailer's ratio, and it's gone over 500,000 dislikes. And the comment section isn't any better, including the first one. The funniest part is that the comment section is still open. I never wanted to not see a movie more than this one. I never thought I would see the day when a movie about Greek mythology would come out and I wouldn't want to see it. This makes Meet the Spartans look like a documentary. The face that emptied 1,000 seats. The good old came for the ratio and stayed for the comments. I scrolled for a while and I couldn't find a single positive comment other than a lot of people complimenting Universal for leaving the comment section open. Something they didn't do on X when they shut down the replies for this post. Now it has
That's when you you know you're fried is when you leave or when you close off the comments. That's when you know you're cooked.
To be mentioned that the dislike extension on Chrome, Brave, and others are an aggregate. So you'll have to consider that it's the people who want to dislike things and want to see these dislikes are going to add that extension. But on the other side of that, removing the dislikes was one of the most unpopular things YouTube has ever done, and that's saying something. The good news is the press hasn't been bad for the Odyssey outside of Lupita Nyong'o, who received a Master of Fine Arts from the Yale School of Drama, admitting that she had never heard of the Odyssey.
Master of Fine Arts. Might as well be a Master of Farts.
When you read the Iliad and the Odyssey, very little time is spent in the perspective of the women.
Right.
Right? It's told from a very masculine side.
Yeah, because the dudes are out there doing the work and sacrificing themselves. Why would we be worried about the women who would take care of the children and getting the food ready? What?
Side of things.
Like I said, it's nowhere near as bad as Rachel Zegler or Millie Alcock.
A few moments later.
It appears I spoke too soon.
I'd be like, so Homer, how do you feel about this screen time given to these women, considering how little you spent with them? Okay.
Shut up, bitch!
Shut up.
That is going full Rachel Zegler, and people wonder why I call them adult pretenders, and it completely backs up what Sir Anthony Hopkins said. Actors are pretty stupid, including himself. Nobody thinks you're stupid, Sir Anthony Hopkins, you sobriety legend, but he also backs up what Truman Capote said about actors, which was the best actors are dumb.
Marlon Brando is an absolutely marvelous actor.
Yes,
he has incredible instincts. He's got such extraordinary taste and judgment on the whole. But, I mean, he's so dumb it makes your skin crawl.
So based on that, there must be some phenomenal acting in this film. And it also
You don't need to be, dude, and this is just my opinion. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. You don't need to be extraordinarily smart to play pretend. Do you want to know why? Because we did it as kids. I played doctor. I played cop. I played robber. I played cowboys. I played you know what I mean? You play all these different characters and you can play these things as a child. All you need is an imagination. You don't need a lot of intellect. All you do is you watch somebody do something and you go, I'm going to try to copy that the best I can. Doesn't take a high level of intellect. You want to be a scientist? Yeah, that's different. You want to be a doctor? You want to be a lawyer? There requires a level of intellect and intelligence for that. But to play pretend, bro, no, it's a child's game.
Doesn't help that this is broken containment, as they say in the business, and hit the cultural zeitgeist and become a pop culture and culture war punching bag. And the access media is doing their thing, sweeping for Hollywood and blaming Elon Musk and his army of trolls, although people were calling this out long before Elon was. Speaking of Elon, he chimed in today. Chris Nolan desecrated Homer and groveled on his knees just to meet the woke rules requiring to win an Oscar. What a worm. As I've said before, I think it's a lot more than that, and that's something we'll get to in a little bit. But thank God we have the completely unbiased access media here to explain everything to all the plebs, like the Huffington Post, every major controversy surrounding Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, from casting choices to historical inaccuracies. The star-studded film has caused widespread uproar. Or Wired Magazine, the new Odyssey movie is sparking a right-wing backlash. This female scholar knows it well. Emily Wilson's 2017 translation of Homer's epic, the first by a woman, was called a woke abomination by online reactionaries. Christopher Nolan's film is facing similar critiques, probably because it's...
Well, you're talking about one of the greatest stories besides like the Bible. And the Odyssey is so popular and such a remarkable story to go through and just have a woke feminist rewrite it and be like the South Park, put a woman in it and make her gay. Like, that's what y'all are going for? It hasn't worked yet. Do you really think it's going to work now?
Who does the good old pretending not to understand things so they don't have to directly engage with the argument. After all, the Odyssey is based on Homer's ancient poem about warriors and kings, gods, and monsters. What is there for anyone to grouse about? Now, I don't think the access media is this stupid, but let's play their little game. Both the access media and Hollywood have an obsession with identity. So much so that they're forcing casting decisions in known stories that don't make any sense. It's not the casting decisions themselves, although those are bad enough. It's more importantly, the motivation behind it. Just like with Black Snape, these aren't casting decisions based on creativity or even merit. They're based on activism. And occasionally one of their lot says the quiet part out loud, like Stephen Moffat with Doctor Who. Concerning putting people of color in the past where they might not necessarily have been, Stephen says, it is bending history slightly, but in a progressive and useful way. And don't you find it strange that an industry obsessed with identity is completely ignoring the identity of the Odyssey's country of origin, Greece? But then they'll come back with It shouldn't really matter. It's just a fictional story. Well, if it doesn't matter, then why change it at all? And if it doesn't matter, I will take you to Black Twitter when they completely melted down when Aaron Pierre was just rumored to play T'Challa because he was too light-skinned.
This announcement sparked outrage from Black men especially, and they were not happy about this casting. And they were not happy about it because they feel that Aaron Pierre is too light-skinned and or racially ambiguous to play Black Panther.
And you would expect this from absolutely anybody else except for Christopher Nolan, who doesn't need to lower himself to play these games, but it looks like he has. Sure, there was some very light and ridiculous criticism of Oppenheimer not being diverse enough, and as Elon and many others pointed out, maybe Christopher Nolan just did this to win awards.
I actually enjoyed Oppenheimer, though. Did you guys see it? And then another movie I'm really looking forward to is Dune 3. I love the Dune series. It's not woke. It's not stupid. It's a fictitious story. It seems like they're kind of going with the books, but I'm really looking forward to Dune 3. I just watched the trailer, loved it.
But I would argue he would have won them anyway. My example would be Oppenheimer. My conspiratorial mind goes to different places. I believe Nolan has done this to reinforce the beliefs of a dying industry. If you want to talk about an overrated director, an industry that just gave Paul Thomas Anderson's one woke after another Best Picture.
Dude, that movie sucked. I watched it. It was not good. Did you guys watch One Battle After Another? Not good. I don't know how it won an Oscar just because it's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it. I just didn't think it was a good movie. It wasn't good.
Christopher Nolan is 100% responsible for all the decisions made in this film. Nobody gives him notes.
Now, Oppenheimer was good. It was just way too long.
He tells him what to do. Just like with Black Snape, Black Cleopatra, Black Valkyrie from the MCU, the Elves of Color, the Dwarves of Color, or the Harfoots of Color, within the industry, this type of casting is seen as an act of resistance, which breaks the immersion and kills what's left of any authenticity in the story. And that's what the audience sees. And this isn't our first rodeo, so for anybody pretending to wonder why the Odyssey is receiving so much backlash, well, it's everything that's led up to it. Now, if Chris Nolan's name wasn't attached to this film, I think it would completely bomb, but it is. So this brings us back to the original question in the title of this video. Will the Odyssey flop? And the honest answer is, I don't know! I'll just stick with my original assessment and say I would be absolutely shocked if it did. Although maybe not as much after Lupita Nyong'o's comments, but you can't blame people for thinking it's...
I don't know, dude. I don't think it's going to make as much money as they think. Let's see how much it cost. How much did it cost to make the Odyssey movie? All right, what do we got here? Okay, 1970. 2026 film directed by Christopher Nolan. The epic live-action film adaptation has a massive reported production budget of $250 million. You know, I think they'll probably break even. I don't think they're going to make $1 billion on this movie, but they could. They could make $1 billion on this movie. Will the Odyssey flop? What do we have here? Oppenheimer made 960. Like, the dude's made buku baggies, so he's not hurting for coin. He's hurting for maybe performative woke points. Maybe that's what he's hurting for, you know? I just don't get the whole everything has to be woke nowadays. I don't understand it. I don't get why we're doing that. It really sucks because I love movies. I love being entertained. I'm sure you guys like movies. I'm sure you guys like media, which is why you maybe watch YouTube and some other creators and stuff like that. But I just really don't understand the woke crap. I think the people in Hollywood are so disconnected from actual reality that they seem to forget that we're regular people and that we don't care about this stuff. Look at this video of Elliot Page just walking around. This is her standing next to a real guy who's like probably 6'4" and like her bodyguard. Bro, this is all cap. Ain't nobody standing outside to get an Elliot Page signature. These are paid actors, bro. Look, all these guys, paid actors. Who is staying? Like this guy's looking at her like, I don't even know who this is. He's like, I'm just here because I got paid. Right, ain't nobody. This is all paid actors. Good Lord, Elliot Page. Unreal, bro. Some of the AI clips are so funny too, dude. I love these. It's a toothpick. That's what it's gonna be, bro. Oh my god, that Dr. Clown guy is so good, dude. Oh my god, here's another one. Oh my god. The women of the Odyssey on the red carpet. What do we got? God, Elliot Page is so short. I just don't understand it. So tiny, bruh. So little bitty. Itty bitty, itty bitty. All right, here we go. It feels like a good old time to post this one again. This is Elliot Page in Rocky 4.
Yeah. Forget it.
Love you. Oh my god, this is gonna be good. Oh my god. Dude, this Dr. Clown guy, his AI is so top tier.
Why aren't you beating me? I am a white man.
No, you are a woman.
No, you are a woman. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so good. The Odyssey premiere was going great until Helen cleared the whole theater. What do we got? Oh my god. Jeez, dude. They're frying Elliot Page right now. God. What is this? Somebody said Bella Ramsey looks more like a dude as a woman than Ellen Page does as a man. What is this stance? What is this fit? What is this look? What is Jesus Christ Superstar? Where are we? What is going on, dude?
Hey ladies, can I buy you a drink?
Aw, you're adorable. How old are you, sweetie?
I'm not cute, I'm a man.
Sure you are, honey.
I'm serious!
Oh my god, oh my, dude, he's got so many of these. If Ellen Page had a dad, well, he would still be with us, or she would still be with us today.
Dad, I think I am a boy.
Well, you're not, Ellen.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh man, it's so true though. It's so freaking true. You got a dad in your life, bro. You're already set up for success. That's all it takes. The lack of a father. The lack of a father is what destroys these families. What do we got? What did Rosa Farts? Oh my god. Rosa Farts 3, The Odyssey. Oh my god. Did she fart in a interview or something? What's going on? Is that what happened? Is it like why are they saying she's farting? Did she fart in an interview or something? What happened? Rosa Farts, bro. Oh my god. This is crazy work. The Odyssey's so fried, bro. Just make good movies, dude, that are and I'm not just make good movies that are with the lore of what actually happened. That's all you got to do. A real scene from Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Where is Helen? Bring her to me! Achilles! I'm here! Shit.
What took y'all so damn long? Do you understand how long I've been waiting in this city? Don't you know I'm the most beautiful damn woman in the whole damn world? 10 years of war, and not one of y'all thought to check inside.
Oh man, who would have thought Samuel Jackson's such a versatile actor? Oh my god. Troy, but instead of Brad Pitt, we got Elliot Page.
Now you know who you are fighting.
A woman? I thought Achilles was a man.
I'm not a woman. I mean anymore.
You're
but
a
now I
liar!
am a man. You want to fight or not?
All right, let's fight! Just like I thought you were white.
Oh my god. The Odyssey is getting fried, bro. What is this? Nothing. What is this? In mythology, in movie, in game, live action, in comics, in movie. Bro, I just don't get it, bro. I'm assembling a team, chat. I just don't get it. Why? Why are they always choosing to do this stuff, bro? Like, can't we just get to a point where you read a story, you hear about it, you want to make a movie about it, and then you just make a movie about it? You don't have to make it woke. You don't have to race swap. You don't have to identity swap. You don't have to do any of these things to be culturally or societally appropriate. You can just do things that are to the story. Or if you don't like the story, newsflash, write a new story. That's what I would say in my opinion. Write a new story, dude. If you don't like it, write a new story. If you don't like what's going on, use your imagination and do something different. I, for one, and then put a one in the chat if you agree, I, for one, I'm so sick of them remaking the same movie 15 times. Like, we have like 48 Spider-Mans. And I like Spider-Man. I think he's cool. But we keep remaking Spider-Man, and keep having new Peter Parkers, and keep having, you know, it's to the point where we need new stories. That's why when Invincible came out, the comic or the comic book series, dude, I loved it. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And we and Cass watched the entire thing. It was so good. The entire thing was amazing. I loved it. If you guys haven't seen Invincible yet, you should definitely go watch it.
He didn't even do nothing! Get your hands off me! Let me ask you a question! I know my rights! I don't gotta show you my license! Why is y'all arresting Tyrone for?
Will you just shut up?
Oh my god, they did not stick her in front of a pie pies. That is brutal, dude.
This river stretches on forever. I need a boat. Uber it is.
He pulled up Uber on his phone, bro. He has the ability to ask Homer a single question, proceeds to lecture.
I'd be like, so Homer, how do you feel about the screen time given to...
Okay, we've already seen her talk about the screen time of these guys, and it's ridiculous. Some of this stuff I just don't get. Okay, she gained a piece of wisdom from working on the Odyssey. I don't even know if I can react to this. Her nipples are out. So, yeah, I'm not going to react to that because she's basically showing her nipples. So, we're going to have to move on. I don't even think that's appropriate for the YouTubes, dude. What is this? What does she got to say?
I was really... So my first experience of this story was Chris's script. I didn't learn the Iliad or the Odyssey in school. So I read the script and then went to the poems to read them as well. And what struck me about Chris's script is how much time we spend in this female perspective, which puts everything in perspective.
Oh my God. Just a self-centeredness of everything. The female perspective, which is the only perspective, which is the perspective we need of the perspections. The perspective of the perspective is how we perspect it. Like, just shut up, dude. God. Ain't that right, Lokes?
Won't they do?
Free. Sit. Free. The Odyssey. The next dumpster fire to come out of frickin' Hollywood, bro. Oh my jeez, dude. It's unreal. Let's get into some comments from yesterday's vid. Good lord, this movie looks so bad.
All the things.
She thought Chad was better until this happened. Here we go. Huge red flag. Any person that comes online to cry and airing your dirty laundry out but for a bunch of strangers. Notice they think men just accept women with kids, but a man with kids is toxic, right? She's putting on a masterclass on zero accountability, walking red flag. She needed to put that plastic wrap over her mouth. Stop, get some help. It's like she's prepping her forehead for Dexter. What the F is a plastic wrap? I have no idea. 0% accountability, 100% reality. Look at the crazy eyes. It's the eyes, Chico. Basically, she wanted her new baby daddy's step dummy to have no other children. She wanted him to accept hers fully while not having his own. That's why she's actually mad. Scariest thing in the world to me is working my whole life to get everything I need and want, and then falling in love with someone, marrying them, and giving them children just for them to leave and take it all away. I don't think Rebecca's ex is going to take her back. She doesn't give a second thought about the impact of a divorce on her children. Another woman casually sacrificing her family for her own selfish desires. Shameless. Emotional damage. Well, I say this, dude. Women sacrifice their families for their happiness, whereas men sacrifice their happiness for their families. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to put Elliot Smelliot in the comments. Elliot Smelliot in the chat if you stuck around this long. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's always good to have you guys out, man. Until next time, peace.